So I think some of you guys have the book in English, and I heard there's kind of three kind of books in these books. So there's something introductions, teachings, whatsoever, but the Mipham Rinpoche's, the commentary, unexhausting or unending auspicious. And that teaching, yesterday we talked about the press. Press. It's really important, If you see the quality of the noble sanghas, I think that much also we are very close to the noble sanghas. Close means that really like you have linked somehow. If we need protect, we have to be linked. And the link to Buddha is not just shake hand. Links to Buddha is more like we need inner, devotion, inner, understanding of the qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, etc. That is we call link. So praise means someone seeing the wonderful qualities of the enlightenment beings. And why every Buddhist scriptures there is praise. And if we do not see any qualities of the great beings, then this teaching is not any, I think, not even we call Dharma. Dharma, the teaching is Dharma or not Dharma is very much dependent on how we really accepting of these teachings. So it's our mind, we just only kind of, I think you have many kind of books, which is we don't have in Tibetan, I think in Tibetan, whatever the books, until now what I've seen is either historical books, which is really like a lot of different really happened of the history, and then what you see is that then philosophies, like Buddha's teaching, Indian masters' teachings, Tibetan masters' teaching. There's no such, I think you call, what is the book called? What? Novels means like people just make up, right? Yeah. So we don't have this kind of even books not existing. Novels is just people make up, right? You can make a lot of stories and, like Lord of Rings. It's just, there's many of these. I think in the last time I was in the National Library, and there was a lot of books, and this is only newspapers, 2000, 1996, 1997, like all newspaper, they make very nice book and keep it. So if you look far away, it's really wonderful book, and I was, wow, this many books, what kind of, some big history. But when they opened, there was just newspaper, right? So we don't have such things. But if our mind, we read this, what you call novels, right? Or some kind of news. So it shouldn't be like that way, okay? And because of that, there is always, there are some press. Nagarjuna says, writing the praise, it has such big meanings, he says. And someone who see the praise, and then people, they raise their devotion to like Buddhas, and there is devotion to the really teachings. If someone prays to the Buddha, and then who really loves to Buddha, devotion to Buddha, they immediately think, oh, this must be Buddhist book. Or if someone like prays to the Manjushri or something, then maybe can be also say, oh, this Mahayana books. such like that way, and the readers, they get devotions, faiths, confidence, and single devotion, confidence also collect a lot of merits, and because of that merits, and you gain also kind of ability to also to keep some meaning of these teachings in our minds. I think realization is best. Temba tong temba la tendun shepa shachyo was Nagarjuna says that making the praise is the giving to devotion confidence to the Buddha and Dharma, as well as then accumulation merit, and when they have merit and they can accomplish of both self and others. That was the Nagarjuna's word. However, now Mipham Rinpoche's word here, tell and the Panta this Tibetan word, of course, the limitless of the samsara, like the oceans. He says, Rongyen Subindra to the self and others of the all sentient beings. The intention or wish is really become happiness. Even insect. And one of Tibetan master says, I think he says that insects, he believes there's no eyes. I'm not sure. Do you believe insects has an eyes? Insects have eyes. But in Gendun Chimpe, the great Tibetan master, he says, Troma Mingme, this insect who have no eyes, and he is moving. And that is also for happiness, searching happiness. And then God beings, what?
Like worm. Worm doesn't have eyes.
Worm means what?
It's like this, like small
insect.
Yeah.
But insect has eyes.
Some insects have eyes.
All bugs don't have eyes. They have this long tentacles.
Okay.
Probably worms. In some texts there are about worms.
But in Tibetan word is Troma is insect, translated as insect. The small insect, sometimes they come when the weather is the warm or something. Many they're coming. Troma Mime Deviti and the Jews, why they're moving around is for happiness. And likewise to the every single sentient beings, he says on Jamgön, but he says everyone, they just try to find happiness. And can't you only say name part dunga tonyamchi, no the naso been send your. So from the God realms to the hell realms, and every sentient beings are the intention is happiness, but of course we have three kind of feelings: happy, suffering, and neutrals. So they are such under these three anyway. Like God realms, they have joy sometimes, long age, but then again they kind of falling down. And then this we call the highest meditation levels. May they do not have such happy and suffering, more like neutral, has been also, it can be eons in that state, but again, somehow it will come again to the samsaras. And then hell realms, hungry ghost realms, and animal realms are more like just generally suffering. Compare those beings, our human beings are quite happy. If we really understood, sometimes people don't understand happiness, that is the really problem. So anyway, here Jamgön Rinpoche says that, these feelings of this three of these feelings like paintings. And then why this happening? Someone little happy, someone suffering, and some very suffering, someone very neutral. We need to analyze, we need to think. He says why it happened. If you analyze it carefully, Mm. And then I think he gives some example. You know, when you boiling rice, you know. And this rice like jumping up and down like this, you know, very much, you know, sometimes coming up and some going down, like rice cannot stay in one place. So all our sentient beings feeling is a little bit like that. So one of the great masters says it can be the sixth realm is even within in one day in our mind. It is. Sometimes we are very happy, but then instantly also we are very suffering. You know, like this boiling water, you know, going up and down is momentarily. Likewise, like that. So therefore, here says that our samsaras, joy, suffering, neutral, it is an uncertainty and momentarily change, like thunder lights. And because of that, you know, even great masters come to see us and showing the path. But for us, it's very, you know, hard to really join into the path. Follow the instructions. I'm not saying to you guys, like I born in Tibet. I grown up, you know, like really Buddhist families and studied entire life. But still, these negative emotions are really strong.